A warning to tax lien and deed investors. This video is going to talk about what are the risks to avoid when investing in tax liens and tax deeds so that you can avoid the dangers, minimize devastating losses, and maximize your profits. So, thanks for tuning in here today. So, when it comes to tax lien investing, there are some common risks and dangers that you absolutely must avoid. And these are often rookie mistakes that can cost people money. So, first off, let's talk about some risks of tax liens. Okay. So, when you go and you get the county list, it's going to be sometimes there's going to be thousands of these liens that you need to sort through. Okay. So, some of the big things you want to look out for are what is the property you're bidding on? You don't ever just go through the list and bid blindly on property. If you see something is worth a lot of money, it doesn't mean it's going to make you a lot of money. All right. So when you're researching your tax lien list, some big things to avoid. Number one, you want to avoid parcels that are landlocked. Okay. So maybe they're in between buildings, or maybe it's, just in between plots of land that even if you get that property, you're never going to be able to sell it. So when you're buying a tax lien, always ask yourself the question, what can I do with this property if it doesn't redeem and I don't get my interest rate? Okay, because there is about a 5% chance that that's going to happen. Now, one of the big benefits of tax lien investing is the fact that the worst case scenario, if done right, can be the best case scenario for you. So what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is the fact that if the tax lien doesn't redeem, you end up with the property. So if it's worth 100 grand and the tax lien certificate is 300 bucks, you're going to end up getting that property for not 300 bucks, but probably a couple thousand, because at the end of the day, you have to foreclose. There's going to be fees and things like that associated. Moving forward, avoid buying tax liens on things that have had like former gas stations or any type of like environmental stuff. If there's like a paint factory, maybe an auto body factory, it's hard to say, but you want to avoid things that have any type of environmental things. And I learned this because I bought a property once that was a former gas station and there were tanks in the ground. So that obviously wasn't ideal. I saw the price and I was very excited. And then I realized there was tanks in the ground on that thing. And you know what I did? I just gave it back to the county. I did not want that property and I did not want to deal with it. Okay. So coming back to the liens, some of the risks again are you need to do an evaluation, because if you put money into a tax lien, you have to be accepting of the fact that your money could be tied up for 2 to 3 years on this tax lien. Because if they don't redeem, then you're going to have to go and foreclose and get that home run, which is awesome at the end of the day. So keep an eye out for properties that could be landlocked, environmental things. IRS liens generally can be a red flag as well. However, it depends, because a lot of the times if you foreclose and get the property, you can send the IRS a message. And, a lot of the times they'll remove the lien from the property and just keep it attached to the person. But if you're new and you're starting out, or if there's a lot of money involved, I would avoid properties with IRS liens. Okay. Now, this applies to both tax liens and tax deeds as well. A big thing is make sure that the addresses line up. Sometimes the counties make mistakes and the address is wrong. So we've seen this several times and it definitely happens. And what happens is if the address is wrong and you buy that property, it's just a pain in the butt. It's a nightmare and your money is tied up. Okay. For those of you guys tuning in, I'm Dustin Hahn. We specialize in real estate, tax liens, and deeds. Go ahead, subscribe if you like this information. Give us a thumbs up. Helps the channel out. Ask a question in the comments. I'd be happy to answer those or make a video. I give away the best-selling book, Tax Lien, ABCs of Tax Liens. It's in the description. We don't sell it. We just give it away to provide lots of value to folks who want to make some money with tax lien investing. All right. So tax deeds can definitely be more, well, not definitely, they are riskier. Okay, so, and that's the thing, bigger risk, bigger reward. So some of the risks of tax deed investing that you need to keep in mind are the following. A, you generally can't see inside that property before you buy it. Okay. B, you have to pay in cash. You have to pay full in cash. C, you have to do all of your own title research yourself to make sure that the county has filed the notices to the chain of people who have liens properly. You know, because say you go and you buy a $30,000 tax deed on a $200,000 property or something like that, and then you find out that the property, basically the chain of title hasn't been notified correctly, and that's going to be a huge pain in the butt. So you can either tackle it yourself or hire an attorney to do it. So with tax deeds, you're definitely going to be open to some higher risk. Okay. But, you know, higher risk, higher reward. And your job is to minimize that risk. And my job is to help you minimize that risk as well so that you don't lose your butt on these deals. So when it comes to the tax deeds, one of the golden rules is to be able to see, put eyes on that property. Okay. So back in the day, we used to travel to the property. And even to this day, I still recommend for beginners, get out there and go physically look at that property, because one of the big risks and one of the big dangers is, I've seen this happen so many times at sales. People just look on Google Earth. Oh, there's a house there. This is great. You know, and then they go and they bid because they didn't do what we call driving the property. Maybe they don't know that the house burnt down or it's flooded, or sometimes there might not even be a house there at all. We've seen that many times, or it's completely demoed and wrecked. Okay. So there is that risk with tax deeds. However, you can get massive home runs at tax deed sales if you go and you do your research properly. Okay. So with the tax deeds, doing your research is extremely important to the process. Learning how to research title and things like that is very important. Now, depending, some people will pay a title company to do the title research, but if say you're looking at 100 tax deeds, and from there you have the title research, it's 20, 30 bucks, you know, 2, 3 grand on title is not really worth it. It's better spent just taking your time to research those properties yourself when it comes to tax lien or tax deeds. All right. Now, what I like about the liens is the fact that 95% of them redeem. They're safe, secure, and predictable. The interest rate is guaranteed by the state government, which is awesome. So your risks are very minimized when it comes to tax lien investing. Okay, so just be prepared that your money could be tied up for a couple years, which is okay. Always have an exit plan for that property in case you end up with that property is key. Now, with the tax liens, pretty much all of your research can be done right here, right from the computer, from your chair and your underwear if you want. Okay. And the reason I'm willing to take a little bit more of a risk on a tax lien is, like, you can look and say you want to do like single family houses, right? You can go and look at like the Google Earth and the images and the street view on that and it's a bit of a hedge. Okay. Is there a chance that the property is, you know, burnt down? Very small chance. But that also comes back to your research process. And you can do a lot of this research without looking at the property, right? So because the tax lien is only a fraction of the value, you know, I'm willing to take that risk. Now, if you live in the city and you want to go drive by, then that's completely up to you. That would limit your risk even further. And if you're in a place that's having monthly auctions and you want to take a day and just kind of hit the road, then you know, you can do that as well. So the thing with this business is there's 3,300 counties. Every county does things a little bit differently. So learn the rules for each county inside and out. Okay. That's what gives you an advantage in this business, is it's not very well understood by the average investor. And that's what keeps a lot of folks out. So understand those rules of the county. And if you live in a place that has monthly auctions, then go there every month, you know, get familiar with the process. And like I mentioned in the last live, you know, don't put too much pressure on yourself to have to get a property every single time. So those are a couple of the risks here. Make sure you're buying in markets that you have an understanding of as well. From there, with a tax deed, always be prepared to do a quiet title after you get the property to clear the title. I made another video somewhere around here if you want to go check that out. One of the questions that's come in is, as a beginner, how much money should I have? All right. So that's a great question. So what I love about the liens and deeds is it has one of the lowest barrier of entries of any real estate business. Like, you could go buy a tax lien today in the next couple hours for 20, 30 bucks and be a real estate investor by the end of the day. There's no other business in real estate that gives you the speed and the limited risk. So as a beginner, how much do you need? Keep in mind that, if you only have $5,000, you're not going to become a millionaire off of 24% interest on 5,000 bucks. So with that, I would focus on some of the smaller deeds. So first off, always see what's available in your own county. Start there. Get the dates of the auctions and just have those on your radar. And then from there, just start branching out and seeing what's available for over-the-counter tax deeds and over-the-counter liens. So, those are some of the risks. A little bit of a warning to anybody getting started. Don't let that get in your way. This is a really great business because most people don't understand it. And you can really make a lot of money if you know what to do and avoid those risks. Now, if you want some help with this stuff, my team and I, we do free consultations where we build a custom 4-step investment plan for you based on your goals, how much money you have. It's completely custom. It's super valuable. So there's a link down here in the description if you want to book one of those calls. We do a couple a week and they're super valuable. And at the end of the call, we'll chat about, maybe if it's a fit to work together. If it's not, no big deal. My goal is still to provide value. Or if you just want a copy of the book, there's a link in the description. Choose. Anybody who books a call also gets a book as well. So if you like the video, do us a thumbs up, subscribe for more. I'm excited to grow the channel here and just provide everybody with as much value as possible when it comes to tax lien investing. Tuning off. Till next time, we'll see you tomorrow.